Hey, everybody. I hope you're doing well. God bless you. So happy to see you. My name is Kim, and I thank you as always for watching. All right, we are here on part two. Part two, you guys, of 47 kinks, fetishes, and terms that you should absolutely know. All right, this is an article that I saw in cosmopolitan.com. It's there, the magazine Cosmopolitan, and this is from May 4th, 2023. Welcome to the ultimate Kingster's Glossary. And I said, hey, let me share this with everybody because we don't talk about this in the church at all. We don't. And so I said, from a Christian perspective, let me share what's here in this article. We can all learn something. We can all grow. Things that, okay, yes, I can do this. And then, hey, maybe I'm going to leave this alone type of stuff. I think as we learn, we grow, we know, we do better. So I did part one. We talked about, different things before. Let me read some of these here. Role play. We talked about objectification, objectum kink, pregnancy fetishes, breeding kink. We talked about exhibitionism, voyeurism. Those people what else? Temperature play, foot fetish. All right, you guys. And nylon fetish and breath play. All right. Some of these are safe and cool, no problem. You can get away with it in the bedroom at home with your spouse. With your spouse. Oh my goodness. You married people, you guys, these are some of these things that you can do, I would say, but not everything is, for yeah, you can play around, but some people they're addicted to this stuff. Again, I guess some of this is okay. Some people, they do it, it's fun, okay, then we're moving on. Other people, this is their addiction. This is their kink. This is the only way that they can get off, you guys, that they can be aroused, sexually aroused, that they can have an orgasm, so to speak. And so there's a difference. There's a difference. But we're going to learn a little bit more here, talk about it. We need to be comfortable about talking about sex in the church. I think we don't talk about it. And so then, here, sadly, we'll talk about that another day. I'm not going to get distracted. We need to be more open and honest about these things and call it what it is and talk about it. Is it healthy? Is it not healthy? And move forward. All right. So, number 12 on the list, moving forward, BDSM. All right. It's a catch-all acronym for several different aspects of the kink community that they call. It's the B and D are for bondage and discipline, and the D and the S are for domination and submission. And I can hear some of you guys right now. I'm not trying to be bonded or disciplined. I'm not trying to be dominated or, come under anybody's submission. I'm not doing it. And then the S and the M are for sadism and masochism. So those people who like either giving pain, inflicting pain. There's a lot of people out there that like inflicting pain, and that's the only way that they're able to, again, be sexually aroused. Other people, they like receiving pain. That's their thing. And they'll, submit themselves to all sorts and kinds of pain in order so that they can, be sexually gratified. All right. And this, I would think, falls under, you have those individuals. I'm thinking about previous clients. Some people, again, they like maybe with the choking out type of thing. Some people do that. Other people, this also can lead to, if it's really something that a person is addicted to, it can lead to rape. Those individuals who rape people, again, that's how they become sexually. If they rape and again trying to this is how they receive their sexual gratification. So just putting that out there so you can be knowledgeable and aware. So again, there's different spectrums to this. Some people may, do it in a healthy and safe way. Other people, not so much. I'm going to do another video about this, the BDSM, another time. It's something that the Holy Spirit has spoke to me about last week when I was talking with him and thinking about what to present. So we'll talk about that separately at a different time. But number 13, scene or scene play. A scene is a term for the time period in which the kinky play goes down. So daytime, nighttime, afternoon time, lunchtime, breakfast time. I guess that's what they're referring to. What specific time? And again, they have scenes is what it's called. All right, number 14, dominant and submissive. A dominant is someone who enjoys dominating their partner through various kinky activities. These can be physical, like choking, or mental, like calling someone names. I'm not going to go into this. I'll talk about it more at another time. Some people like being tied up. Some people like being slapped and humiliated and dominated. I tell you, this one movie I saw one time, was it on, I guess it had to have been Netflix back in the day when I was watching all sorts and kinds of stuff. And this lady, she went up into the mountains. I don't know if you guys saw it, went up into the mountains on a trip with her husband. You guys. And, they were doing their little kinky stuff, and he had her, handcuffed to the bed, you guys, handcuffed to the bed. And they were out in the woods, wherever that they were. And apparently, they were there doing their thing. All of a sudden, her husband passes out on top of her. We've seen movies with that. And passed out on top of her. And she was like, oh no, what to do? And then guess what? Here now she's handcuffed to the bed. But guess what? The front door was not properly locked, you guys. It was not locked. And some animal came through. I don't know if it was a wolf or what, came through the door, ready to take her and her husband. But her husband was, dead at this point. What is she to do? God bless her heart, to save her life. She was there trying, anyhow, I shouldn't even be going into all of this. She was trying to do everything that she could to save her life. She had to throw her husband over to the wolf, and she was there trying to do everything she could to get her hands out of these handcuffs. Because the key, she could see where the key was, but she had to get to the key. It was anyhow, I'd be leery about wearing handcuffs after that. Yeah, you guys. Anyhow, good luck to those of you who do. Oh, don't be paranoid. All right, number 15, switch. A switch is someone who, as a Glover explains, switches between dominant and submissive roles. So they go back and forth. All right. So one moment you could be the dominant person and you're, beating on this person, and the next moment you're in submission. Okay. And then 16, again, this is just breaking down the BDSM, the sadism and masochism. It derives sexual pleasure out of inflicting physical pain or psychological humiliation on their partner. Derives sexual pleasure from, and then the person who is a masochist derives sexual pleasure from receiving pain or humiliation. Not my cup of tea, you guys, not my cup of tea. Again, this is something between a husband and wife, and then you need to take it to God. But yeah, we'll talk about this BDSM stuff a little bit more at another time. Age play. All right. Number 17, age play. Like many, but not all. This is a role play scenario in which one or both partners act out being a different age than they are. So instead of being 50 today, you're going to be 25. Instead of being 25, hey, maybe I'm 18 today, however old that you want to be, whatever your age is, you work in and do that. And y'all play around. Maybe you can mix around age play with some role play, and you and your partner have a good time. All right. Yeah. Praise kink, number 18, in which is when you or your partner get off being well and praised. So you praise your partner. Yeah, I guess. So yeah, just positive talk towards them. Yeah, praise kink is when you or your partner get off on being well or praised. I guess that's good. I guess that's one that everybody should be doing. Yeah. This other one is DD/IG. It's a form of age play. It's a dominant partner taking on the role of a caregiver, while the submissive partner assumes the role of a younger person or a child. Mm. Lord Jesus, I did not read these ahead of time, you guys. I said, let me just get my reaction as I'm putting these out. Number 20, so sorry, it's called vomit fetish. Vomit fetish, okay? AKA emetophilia, a fetish that involves sexual attraction to the act, sight, or sound of vomiting. So there are people that this is their thing, all right? So either themselves or somebody else. We have another one here, spectrophilia, sexual attraction to or even experiences relationships with ghosts. And this I wouldn't put, this one I think, uh, how do I say? This is probably a big one in many places. I hear this people talking about. I think I talked about it in a previous video. Who was it with her? What's that girl's name? Um, Tiffany Haddish. And I know there's others. They talk about having sexual relations in their dreams, and that they have somebody in their dreams, they have their husband and their wife in their dreams, and they really know how to put it down in them. If you are having, this could be akin to this, you're sleeping with demons, you guys, it's sex relationships with the enemy, so to speak. And again, I should do something separately about that on another day. Yeah. Yeah. I okay, moving forward, number 22. Tentacle stuff. Again, these are fetishes and things that people have in the world. We're just talking about that, bringing it out in the open to make you knowledgeable and aware of what's happening and what's out there, kinks that people have. Maybe your partner is secretly having fetishes and kinks like this and you don't know, you guys. Best believe that sexual attraction to aliens, octopi, anything with tentacles is very real. So that's tentacle stuff. That's number 22. And there are also literal tentacle shaped. There's dildos and sex toys, things of that nature that people use because this is what they're attracted to. All right. Number 23, sploshing is a kink that involves a sexual response, attraction to being surrounded or immersed in wet substances. Maybe not so bad if you're sitting in water or sitting in juice or Jello tubs. You know, I've seen those cake sitting and pudding or shaving cream or whatever. This is what I'm seeing here. Whipped cream. So, number 24, and we'll end it here for today. A robot fetish. And this is very, very big right now, you guys. This is a very, very big one. Again, I'd say I'm going to do another video on this specifically because we're in that age and time right now where robots are a very big thing. They have been for a while, probably more so, I think, over in the eastern sides of the world, in more Asian countries, but it's becoming quite popular here also as well, here in the western sides of the world. Robot fetishes, and now we have AI. You know, the AI is really becoming quite popular also as well. I've seen, you know, sex, you know, you've had the blow up dolls, and then I've seen robots, you know, people had robot girlfriends, they would marry their robot. And now, with AI, it's a little bit more interactive and more able to adapt and have proper conversations with people. And I've heard, you know, and read some stories of individuals. And again, they're just very taken aback and just, this is their thing for them. I think one person that they even married, you know, people are marrying their robots that they have, their AI dolls. And they're not just dolls or persons, they may refer to them as. And the way technology is now, you can make them they're so hyper realistic and so real. Sometimes you may not even be able to know the difference. It's just a matter of them adapting, you know, to their environment and what's happening and what's going on from day to day. You may not even be able to tell and know the difference. And so this is where we find ourselves in today's society right now. And this, I'm sure, is going to take off and, you know, and blow up because there's a lot of people that don't feel comfortable in being in regular relationships with individuals. They may be put off from regular relationships due to being turned down so many times, or just not being able to get the girl or the guy that they want, and or just, you know, multiple breakups, and, you know, they feel, you know, maybe there's low self-esteem and they feel down. And so then something like this, then they don't have to worry about that. You know, their girlfriend, boyfriend, whoever that they have as a robot would be there for them, you know, and it's catered to them to meet their needs. You understand? And they don't have to worry about this person breaking up with them or leaving them or any of that. You understand? And with today's society, then they can go out with them and go places and do things because of the level of technology that we have right now. So look out for this. Robot fetishes. Again, all right. So again, this is from Cosmopolitan. Yeah. Look, and so you can look out and check out this article for yourself. 47 kinks and fetishes and terms you should absolutely know. I'm just making you aware. I want you to be aware of what's happening and what's going on out here in the world. I've had clients with many of these fetishes and these kinks, and there's longer lists than this, but we're just looking at these. And I just, you know, I decided, let me break it up and see what's what. I want to hear what you guys have to say, what you think. Have you practiced any of these? Do you know of anybody that has done any of this stuff? What do you think? Do you condone it? Do you think it's a positive thing or not a positive thing? Maybe do you think this is something you should just talk about with your spouse and, you know, and work it out that way? What do you think? I'd love to hear from you. What are your opinions, your thoughts? You know, where do you stand with this? But until next time, know that I love you and God loves you even more. Know that God created sex and he said, hey, go out, husbands and wives, enjoy yourselves, enjoy your bodies. I've made for the two of you to be together, for you two to connect and to be one. And it's not just supposed to be something that's boring, you know, and you're stuck in the same thing all the time. Again, as I mentioned in the last video, take time and evaluate your relationship. You may be doing the same things that you've been doing for the last 10 years, 20, 30 years, however long you've been married. Take time and evaluate your relationship, your marriage, where do you stand sexually? You're not the same person that you were when you first got married, even if it's been a year. If you have changed, what are your likes? What are your dislikes? Have that discussion with your partner. Sit down and talk with them and work things out. And people who are, planning to get married, these are things that you need to talk about also as well. Where do you stand? Things that you have interest in. What would you like to try? Things that you wouldn't want to try. And make sure that you all are comfortable. Do it comfortably. Don't force your sexual preferences on the other. If they're open to it, great. And if they're not, then hey, you need to leave that to the side. Let it go. And you need to move on and move forward. All right. But I love you guys. And I will see you again another time. God bless you and take care. Ciao.